Oh, love is a mystery. I know you did a spell on me under the full moon, and God knows it too. I know you wanted me to love you, and I know you blessed me too. So I just want to thank you and say it's all been sent back to you. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. Thank you for returning. This is my full moon song. I always sing this song on the full moon. Okay, you guys, so today I've been guided to talk to you guys about the full moon and the spiritual significance of the full moon, okay, and why it is such a special time to spiritual people all over the world, okay, no matter what religion they are, what faith they are, how they think, they are all connected to the moon, or they use the moon for prayers, for their spiritual work, and for everything that they do. You are all welcome here, wherever you are from, whoever you are, whatever your name is, whatever your background is. May God give you victory and success. Come on in and have a seat so we can talk to you about the moon. Okay, so the phase that I was guided to talk to you guys about is the full moon. And this is one of the most powerful phases. They're all powerful, the phases of the moon. The moon is the mother of the house. It is the thing that keeps everything together, so to speak. It is a celestial body that was once part of our planet Earth. And it separated a long time ago. There are a lot of goings-ons on the moon and within the moon that are connected to many of God's creations, not only us humans. And the interior of the moon is not what you think. Hopefully, inshallah, one day in the future, not too distant future, it will be revealed to people. The moon is very powerful spiritually because it carries the light of the sun, but in a different way. And as you know, in Islam we say, Allahu Nur as-Samawati, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Allahu Nur as-Samawati wal Ard, Sadaqallahu al-Azim, which means God is God or Allah, which is an Arabic word used in mosques, churches and synagogues in the Middle East, and all those who worship God with an Arabic tongue, they call God Allah. It is not exclusive to the Islamic religion, and it is misinformation and misunderstanding. People think that it is only a Muslim thing. No, it's all religions. Even the Bible in Arabic, God is referred to as Allah in the Bible, in the Arabic version of the Bible. So that Quranic verse meant God is the light of the heavens and the earth. Okay? So Allahu Nur as-Samawati wal Ard. So He is the light of the heavens and the earth. Now, light in spirituality in itself is a very powerful thing. Okay, whether it's the moon, it's the sun, it's a UV lamp, it's a normal lamp, whatever kind of light. Because it has so many layers to it, light, and so many levels, and it can do so many things. You have like from simple light candles to light bulbs to laser lights to advanced technologies that employ light in different ways. For example, you've got telescopes that are sent up in the sky that have sails that are driven by light, not by air, not by water, not by fuel, but by light, by the light of the sun. So light is a physical thing, and it is very powerful. It is also an ethereal thing, and light pierces throughout all dimensions. When the sun comes out, its light not only goes through our dimension, but through other dimensions. In some parts of other dimensions, the light will be covered, the light will be exposed in some, and it will be employed in different ways to create different things on different levels. So, light is very powerful. People charge their crystals, they put their spiritual items under the light. Whether that is the sun, there are some workings that require, or prayers that require us to put things in the sun. There are other prayers that require us to put things in the moon. There are some prayers that can work with a normal lamp. And generally, whatever the light is, it will work. Okay, so if someone doesn't have the sun or the moon at hand, they can use any other light. I like to use, for example, UV lights or ultraviolet lamps that I use to grow some of my plants, for example. I use that light, okay? So, the light, whatever you use it, items tend to store light because it is a physical energy, and there is powerful energy in the photons which make up light, or the majority of the body of the light. Okay, so they get stored in items, in spiritual items, and it is this storage that fills that item up with positive energy. That's why people charge their crystals in the light. That's why people put their things in the moon. It is actually not most of the times, depending on what you do, but most of the times it is not the light going into something that creates like the effect that we feel here. Okay, it is after you charge the thing and you use it, the light energy gets released, and that is exactly what gives things their power. Okay, and I have seen that. Obviously my background is very diverse and very ancient, my bloodline, and we know things that maybe other people would not know. So light is it is the storage and release of the photons of the light, or the things that make up the light, whatever they are. Okay, photons, and there are other things that people don't know of, coming out of the object that has been charged, that send out the positive energy. That's why you find, for example, certain crystals will attract certain things by employing that light energy. And the light energy is what affects the vibrations. Okay? Even when you use fragrances and things like that, some practitioners in our Islamic traditions and spiritual traditions, they believe that is what the fragrance activates the light within the mind, the human brain. And it is the light that then creates the changes in someone's lives, or it goes like the fragrance changes the way the light is moving in the atmosphere, basically, and that is what creates the changes, the positive changes. And it is a big statement for God to say that He is the light of the heavens and the earth. There is a revelation here of great knowledge, okay, that is extremely scary if you're knowledgeable enough, okay. And in the Quran it says, "Nama yakhsha Allah min ibadihi al-ulama." Okay, so that it means in Arabic, it means in English that those with knowledge are the ones that truly fear God. Okay, because you know things, they know things that other people might not know, that will perplex them, and it will make them understand that there is a higher power than them. Okay, and ignorance is lack of that light or understanding of the light. Okay, so people who do not understand the light, they tend to be ignorant. So let's talk about the phases of the moon, you guys. I'm sure you're not all ignorant, and you're all lovely, amazing people. I know you are knowledgeable and you fear God. So, we all do, and I'm blessed to have you all here. You're all beautiful, amazing people, wherever you're from, whatever your name is, whatever your background is. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so the full moon, and this phase begins 14 days after the new moon. And it lasts 3 to 12 days, okay? And it's a good time to make workings and prayers and things for, if you want to gain knowledge, okay? If you want to gain knowledge about something, it's the best time for it. Whether you want to do istikhara for something, which is an Islamic prayer to ask God directly for whether something is good or bad. It is also a very good thing to gain knowledge about something that is hidden. And you find that when the moon is full, people like me, for example, who know the future, or like can see the parts of the future that God reveals, basically, the people who have the gift of the sight, they get more revelations, more understanding. Okay, they see more stuff that's going on in the spiritual world, and that is exactly what happens to me around the full moon. Okay, so I will be getting more dreams in the nighttime, especially about many different things, and I get many of my messages that I tell you guys on this channel around full moons. It depends on the message and what is wanting to be conveyed, but if it is an illumination of unknown knowledge, it usually comes around the full moon. So it's very good to pray for God to give you more power and sight, okay, for God to reveal things to you, to give you ru'ya. And in Islam, al-ru'ya salihah, or the good vision, which translates to the good vision, in English, good visions, are an integral part of our faith. And they have been mentioned in the Quran, in our holy books, and in all the holy books that originate from the Most High God. Okay, there are people who have these powers are held in very high regard, and it will be very, very foolish of anyone to be ignorant and say that they don't have any power or anything like that, because they will tend to learn the hard way that they do. So, illumination around the full moon could be about anything, even knowledge in your own life. Without having the vision, without being psychic, you will find illumination. So it's very good to pray to know things, okay? And around the full moon, an ayah or the Quranic verse that I like to recite regularly is أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقل رب زدني علما صدق الله العظيم, which is, and say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, seek refuge in the Most High God from the devil, and in the name of the Most High God, the most graceful, the most benevolent, the most grateful, merciful God, and say, God, give me knowledge, increase my knowledge, basically is what it translates to, okay, and it's the truth spoken by God. So he was saying that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, to tell him that it's important to ask for knowledge. Knowledge comes whether we ask or we don't, but when we ask, it comes in big amounts and they can be very useful. So ask for knowledge around the full moon, and if you have the gift of the sight, it's a good time to ask for visions to come to you. Around the full moon, the energies are also very powerful for doing any prayers for protection, because the moon sees everything, okay? And in some traditions, the moon, mothers pray on the moon to protect their children wherever they are. Okay, so in some, for example, around the Nile, the river Nile, the women, where a big part of my ancestry comes from, 25% of it, that from Sudan and from the Egypt and Ethiopia, I have all from all three countries. The women there, especially around the Nile basin, they pray with the moon to protect their loved ones and children. They knew this for a long time, and the moon is connected to our mother Isis or Isis, which if you look at my Osiris video, Sayyidina Uzair alayhi salam, this was Al-Uzza, and she was his sister. Obviously, after that, they both were worshipped, and Osiris was known as a son of God. People tend to worship people who are, known to be special or whatever. I pray that God, I seek refuge in God from that happening to any of us, but it's not a nice thing. But anyway, people tend to do it, okay? So it's okay. I mean, this is human nature, but it's not okay to claim that a human being is a God in my eyes, okay? It's only okay to claim that God is God and full stop, okay? So people tend to do that. So Isis or Uzza, she was a woman, a very good woman. Uzair, Sayyidina alayhi salam, Uzair, his sister, Uzza, Isis, or our mother Isis, which is genetically our ancestor basically, she used to pray a lot with the moon, and her powers used to come out around the full moon. Okay, and she is connected to the moon. Even to this day, people connect her to the moon. And if you see her pictures on the pharaonic tombs and stuff like that, she has the moon on, she's carrying the moon on top of her head. And that symbolizes knowledge and also psychic knowledge, okay, ar-ru'ya salha, which she used to know things, everything basically, as far as I know. She used to know so much, okay, mashallah. So she was very powerful, connected to the moon. And she was very protective of women, feminine energies, and men, and children, and everyone. So they used to do prayers around the full moon, and they still do them to this day. So if you want protection, pray for protection around the full moon. Okay, and remember to pray to God. Don't pray to Isis. Pray to God. Okay, pray to God for protection. Okay. It is important to put God first, and only to believe that God is the source of all your power, where it begins and where it ends. Okay, and you have to use the holy book when you pray, which is it's very advisable to use it. Basically, you don't have to, but it's advisable to use it. Okay, we are told that we have to. Obviously, everything I do, for example, is with the holy books. It's not, I don't like make up stuff from my head. Okay, I usually use the Quran or any other of the holy books, the Bible, the Torah. You can use any of the books from God, and if you approach these other books with pure intention, you will be guided to what to read. Okay, and because they all come from God, we read them. Okay, and no matter what you think or what you believe, they work. Okay, all of them work. Okay, all of them work. And if you try them with an open mind and open heart, and you believe that this is the word of God, and you put your faith that God is one, and you pray that these are the words, for example, Sayyidina al-Masih, Jesus Christ alayhi salam, or the words of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, the commandments and so on. If you believe in these things, which are all mentioned in the Quran, and you believe in Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, which is, the Quran came to him. It is the actual word of God. It's the words of God himself. Okay, so if you read these are very powerful things. Okay, and the power that is in them is not because of any rituals people have done. It's not because of anything. It's because of God. Okay, full stop. That's the truth. Okay, and whether people want to accept that or not, that's their business. But as far as I know, it comes from God, because I have asked about it, and it's good to have an inquiring mind in Islam. We have to ask questions in Islam, and we have to really question everything so that we increase in knowledge with an open mind and a fair heart. Okay? And never aggressively, never wishing harm upon anyone, and never wishing to just prove ourselves right or wrong. Okay? It has to be done in a high vibrational way, which is in a way that is very, very open-minded, loving, kind, generous with spirit and with mind. So, the moon will help you do your protection prayers. The moon is also very good to pray for love, or for anything connecting to love, whether it is love, or romantic love, or love for family, love for children, love for your work, love. Okay, just the energy of love is connected to the moon. The moon is also excellent to pray for any legal matters, or if anything you feel you have been wronged by someone. In the full moon, go and stand outside and take your shoes off. Put your feet on the ground, because when you put your feet on the ground, you ground your energy. Okay, it's like electricity. If you leave it if you put it in your shoe, it's not going to reach the ground. But when you put it into the ground, all of it goes into the ground. So your intentions when you take your shoes off and you stand barefoot under the moon is to attract that energy within you like electricity. Imagine that it's electricity, okay? And then it's going through your body and going to the ground. As it goes through your body, when you pray, that is what creates the big effect. As opposed to if you wear your shoes. If you wear your shoes, it will work as well, but it's better to take the shoes off, okay? Because the shoes are not really a barrier, but that big of a barrier, okay? But just try and keep your feet bare. It also helps ground you and make you feel that you're connected to nature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Okay, so pray under the moon and say to God, reveal the people who have wronged me, reveal how they have wronged others. Let my justice come to me. I want my justice to come to me. I want people to see that I was not wrong when that this and that happened. I want them to see that this and that person or this and that place or whatever has wronged me, and you ask God himself, for it will be his decision, and then you will see miracles happen in your life, especially if you feel you've been wronged by anyone or by anything. Okay? That's why I always tell you, operate in energy of love and don't harm anyone. Because at the end of the day, any energy that we put out comes back to us. The only time that we're allowed to do negative things or anything like that, if someone has directly wronged us and hurt us and we want to protect ourselves or our energy. Okay? But I will not advise it. Even then, leave things in God's hands. Never ever put your intention to harm anyone or anything. Leave it in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hand. He will do it better than you. Okay? So just leave it in God's hands. The moon is also good for financial improvements. Okay, so for money. Okay, and like if you go to my rain video, listen to the rain video, and I talk about the water, and that water can be collected around the full moon, and that is called moon water. Okay, or ma al-qamar. In Arabic, it's called ma al-qamar, which is the water of the moon. And it is employed in many different healing things and prayers for people that has been done like this for hundreds upon hundreds of years. So you take the moon around the full moon because it has the energy of the full moon, and you use it for any of the things that I've mentioned. For financial betterment, take it and sprinkle it over your things, over your herbs, over your incenses, over your money. And pray to God. Okay, if you don't have any herbs or incense, it will still work if you pray to God. God works in mysterious ways, and He has a medicine for anything, physical or spiritual. Okay, that will be your physical medicine for a spiritual thing. For example, if you feel that you've not been blessed financially enough, you need more money, go and do that, and God will surprise you. He will break open any obstacles, and He will give you an abundance like you have never ever imagined of getting before or dreamed of. Say in your prayers, say, with every drop of water that you have made fall from the sky, with every molecule, give me 1,000 pounds or whatever. Go very high in your prayers. There's no problem. Okay, you don't really have to be realistic because God can do anything. Okay, but God, just know that when He answers you, He will answer you with the thing that He sees that is right for you. Okay, so you have to let go of the outcome. When you do these things, you leave the outcome in the hands of God. Another thing that you can do as well with the full moon is for anything for your energy to increase. Okay, so when I usually do prayers for people around the full moon, especially when I use the moon water, I feel very bubbly and my energy goes up very high. Okay, and I feel really like I have to calm myself down sometimes. And it's very good as well for empowerment and empowering yourself, and for beauty. Okay, for anything to do, any prayers to do with how you look, or if you want to become more beautiful. Wash your face with water that is collected from rain that is during the full moon, or get yourself some rose water or something like that, and just go under the full moon and wash your face with it. Do that regularly, and you will see that your beauty will increase. And the amazing thing is that Surat Al-Nur, which is the chapter of the light from the Quran, I'm going to try and leave the link in the description for that. That one, people read it, we read it for beauty. So read it for beauty, because light has a lot to do with beauty. Okay, and you will find that, people describe beautiful people like they're the sun, or they're like full of light, and it's just shining, and they're shining. So do that with the moon water, and you'll see. Or just on the nights of the full moon, pray to God. Say with the energy of the moon, because it penetrates everything. Increase my beauty, make me look beautiful in my own eyes. That's where the empowerment comes in, and in the eyes of others. Okay, and inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you very beautiful. Okay, so these are the main things, you guys. I love you guys so much. This time the moon is in the sign of Virgo. Okay, and like I said to you guys, all of the planets, subhanallah, and all of the things are connected. Okay, and in these, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn by the sky that has the star signs. Okay, or أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء ذات البروج صدق الله العظيم. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sworn with the heaven that holds the star signs. He has sworn by that because it is a powerful thing. Okay? Whether you believe in them or not, they still work. Okay? It doesn't matter. They still work. They're still the truth. Okay? So, when the moon is in the sign of Virgo, and this will be the last thing I will say to you guys, before I go and do some work tonight and do some prayers as well for many people. I'm doing prayers for many people tonight. Alhamdulillah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept them, and may He accept your prayers, all of you as well, in the biggest ways possible. So it's good to do prayers around learning and around healing if someone is sick, okay? Around work and employment and finding work or improving your job situation or improving your financial situation, your business and so on. And like I said, for the health it is important. So if someone has gotten sick and you need my help or my prayers for anything, then let me know, okay? This might be your only chance to get what you want with regards to a certain situation, okay? So you've got to contact those who can help you, okay? There is no use trying to do things ourselves when we know that someone else is knowledgeable or that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is favoring someone else and it's clear to us, okay? We welcome people with open arms, and we help everyone, okay, regardless of what that person is, unless God and the Spirit say to me, this person specifically, don't help them, and that has not really happened ever, okay, but unless that happens, I help everyone, okay? So if you need anything, let me know with regards to these things. So it's very good for health. It's very good. May God give you the best health and all those you love. Ameen. It's very good for things that have to do with the intellect and for like solutions to problems. So pray for a solution to a certain problem when the moon is in Virgo, like this. The full moon is in the sign of Virgo, like this one. Because Virgo is a very analytical sign. They analyze everything and they find solutions to problems. Okay? So you can pray for solutions to your problems. I know many people who have just prayed when the full moon was in Virgo, and they found a solution to a problem, okay, that they never found a solution for. Okay, and sometimes that is all that is needed. If you want a reading with me, Quranic verses 6@gmail.com, and then I can read you and give you a solution. You know what I feel my ancestors are recommending, what they tell me. They tell me directly what the solution for the person is. So book it with me if you need me. I'll be more than happy to help you and give you everything that you desire. Whether you want help with something spiritual, angel key, healing, health, whatever you want. Security as well is important thing during when the moon is Virgo. So like I said earlier, protection, but there is more power in protection when it is done when the full moon is in Virgo, like now. It brings a lot of security, not only in protection from like spiritual things, but it brings a lot of security in the home, in the family and finances and so on. And it brings a lot of stability because Virgo is an earth sign, and they are connected to stability and finances and wealth and so on. Okay? They're a beautiful sign. I love Virgo so much. One part of my chart is in Virgo as well, so I have Virgo traits. Okay, so you guys, I hope this has helped you guys. Okay, please remember me in your prayers when you do your things. Okay, no one is higher than for anyone else to pray for them. No matter how much knowledge we have to stay humble. We have to believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above us all. God is higher than all of us. And it is 11:11 on the clock now. I leave it here, you guys. I love you guys so much. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe and comment, you guys. We adore you here. May God bless you all and give you all that you wish for. Ameen.